Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Play Misty for Me, and this movie is directed by Clint Eastwood and came out in 1971, and I believe this was Clint Eastwood's first feature film that he directed, and it kind of shows that it was a movie directed by a first-time director, and that's one of the worst things about the movie is that, visually speaking, there's nothing special about it. And it just looks like any other movie from the 70s that you could just pick, and it was like, well, here's another one with nothing interesting going on, like visually speaking. And there are some points where the directing is kind of bad at points, but that's not to say that there was nothing to like about the movie. I liked Clint Eastwood in the movie when he was acting. I thought he was good. And I also like Jessica Walter, rest in peace. I thought she was good, and she was kind of cartoonish and a bit ridiculous, but the overall plot is a bit ridiculous in terms of what it's going for, and I was okay with that. And the overall story is kind of a mix between Misery and Fatal Attraction in ways, which is kind of interesting to me on paper, but in execution, there just wasn't anything there, and I didn't find any of the characters to be interesting, and there were points in the movie where it felt very soundtrack heavy, like I was just watching a music video almost, like a bunch of music videos, not throughout the entire film, but in a few key moments in the film, that's when it happened, and that was distracting, and overall, I just found this movie to be pretty hollow. And there were many points in the movie where there was a lot of dead air, and it was very slow. It was not very well paced at all, and there were a lot of points in the movie where I'm just thinking, let's get on with it. And this movie could have been 20 minutes shorter easily, at the very least, and you wouldn't really lose anything, because throughout the film, you're supposed to feel somewhat tense or scared at a certain point. But I never felt that because none of it was earned for me. And like I said earlier, I don't really like the characters and they're not interesting to me. And because of that, that does drain out a lot of tension for me. Because if you don't like the characters, then what's there to really latch on to? This movie never did anything offensively bad. It's just, when it comes to things that I liked about it, there really isn't much. And I didn't get anything out of the movie that I didn't get out of any other movie, like Fatal Attraction. While I don't think that movie's great, there were things that I did like about it, and it left a bit more of an impact on me than this movie did. And Misery, I think, is really good, and that's a movie that I do like, whereas this movie, it's kind of the worst case scenario for both of those, where it's just very, very bland, and that's kind of what the worst movie is in ways. Not because this movie is entirely incompetent, but it's just so forgettable that I'm just going to forget about this movie within the next 20 minutes. And I've already forgotten most of it, and there really isn't much else to say about it for obvious reasons, and it was fine, it was okay, it was a movie, and I'm never going to watch this movie again. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Play Misty for Me a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Play Misty for Me, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Sorry to Bother You, so look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.